Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim cha Tatputra Parasharam cha Vyasam Shukam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogin Madasya Dishtam Shri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanyat Asmadgurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutravashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantu Punah Punah Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vikram. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Bhujanmane Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Graseka Karmani. While living in this world, we cannot give up the world. ईश्वर सृष्टि एक है और जीव सृष्टि एक और है. Creation includes two: God created and human mind created. And whatever is created by God, Ishvara Srishti, you cannot touch it. You cannot do anything about it. And it is not binding us. Whereas what creates bondage is what is created by jiva. That's the main point in this discussion. When we realize what is that which is binding, created by human mind, that one should give up for freedom. Because this creation began with Bhagavan's sankalpa. Bahusyam praja ye yedi satapotapyata. He created out of his own volition, thinking, and he had a purpose for this. Creation is not only for you. Creation is for the entire, all living beings, and according to their karma and their own action, and they have to reap their own results. and evolve. So Ishvara Srishti is something which is pujaniyam, is something which is worthy of worship. So here in the verse 8 we saw, we finished that up to 10 we saw. Kritva rupantaram jaivam dehe pravishat Ishvaraha. Ishvaraha pravishat. He entered. Which mean to enter? Vishati, enters. Avesha, forced entry. Kopavesha, krodavesha, mohavesha. Even when you say that somebody has decided to take a role in the movie or uska naam hai vesh. Vesh means what? He has taken that role, assumed that role, entered into that role, character. Vesha. Grihapravesha. Entering into the house. In English become visa. You need visa to enter into the country. So the same word, wish. That wish is Vishwam. Bhagavan, when he himself enters into this world, Vishwam. That's why the first letter, first meaning, or first word in Vishnu Sahasranaam. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhuta Krit Bhuta Brit Bhavu Bhutatma Parama Bhutatma Bhutanam Bhutatma Bhuta Bhavana Bhutatma Muktanam Paramagatihi Avyaya Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajño Kshara Evacha Yogo Yoga Vidam Neda Pradhana Purusheshwaraha Narasimhava Pusriman Keshava Purushottamaha. No, you can go on, but Vishwam. पहला नाम है विश्व, क्योंकि ये विश्व में प्रकट हुआ है. Right? He became exhibiting himself as the world. That's why he said, Kritva Rupantaram Jaivam. Rupa Antaram. Other than himself, he created. That's why in Christianity also, God created an image of himself as a human. That's what he said. I think similar to that is the statement in the Bible. But here it is not that way. Not only human being, all living beings. Rupantaram Jaivam Dehe Pravishat. He entered into this physical body. Again, entering into the physical body should be understood like that of space entering into the pot. Pot is created, but as soon as the pot is created, space is already there. Space is not something which enters after you create the pot. Even the pot is existing in space only. Yesterday also I was talking in Amrita Bindu Upanishad, that verse comes. Niyamane gate, gataha niyate na akasha. Correct? When I move this part from point A to point B, part is moving. Is space moving? Space also moves, you know that? You may see some of the trucks who say space movers. But space never moves. Only part moves in space. In the same way, Bhagavan being Sarvavyapi, entering into the jiva is only an appearance of him as the individual in the body. It's not that Bhagavan enters. It is a figurative statement. Having created the pot, the space entered. No. The very pot creation itself is taking place in space. In the same way, jivas are where? in the lap of Ishvara only. Cannot be otherwise. He being Sarvavyapi, how can the jiva would be independent of him? So, Pravishadishvaraha iti ta Shrutayaha Prahu. Shrutayaha, meaning Shrutis, talk about this. I mean, as in Taittiriya Upanishad, Tat Srishtva Tadevanu Pravishat, entered into that. Jivatvam Pranadharanat. The individual appearance of the consciousness as individual consciousness is only for the sake of sustaining that particular formation, particular appearance. That's why in the 8th chapter we saw that not 8th chapter, in what chapter is that? The Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Kammano 7th. Bhumirapo Nalo Vayu Kammano Buddhirevacha Hankari Dime Pinna Prakati Rashtata Apade Apare Madasmanyam Pragadim Viddhime Param Jiva Buddha Mahabaho Yedam Dharyate Jagat. That's what is quoted here. Dharyate Jagat. Jagat Dharyate Jiva Rupena. Meaning the Lord is, by being in the jivas, is sustaining the world. Every living being is God's hands and legs. He does take care of this world through all of us. Sarvada Panipadam Yad, Sarvadokshishiromukam, Sarvada Shrudimalloke, Sarvamavritti Tishtati. All ears, hands, leg, face, mouth, it's all his. Through that he is Virada Rupena, Jagat Palayati Prabhu. Iti ta Prasrudayaha Prahuhu Jivatam. Now when it comes to Jiva, let us come from Ishvara Srishti to Jiva Srishti. Because the beginning of the Panchadashi is what in this chapter, understanding the difference between Jiva Srishti and Ishvara Srishti, Jiva Srishti should be discarded. Then only there is freedom. Is it not what is said in the first verse itself? He says, Viveke sadi jivena heyaha bandhaha. Sputi bhavet. Clear it becomes. Kya chodna hai? What is to be given up? We are ready to give up the world, but we are not ready to give up our individuality. Even when we go to the isolated Himalayan cave, our individuality, man. And we are ready to give up the world, but not give up our ego. So now, who is the jiva here? Let us understand. Who is the individual being? Chaitanyam yadadishtanam linga dehaschaya punaha chichaya linga dehasta Sando, right? Tatsando jiva uchyate chaitanyam yadadishtanam linga dehaschaya punaha chichaya linga dehasta tatsando jiva uchyate tatsandihi andaha jiva uchyate. Who is the jiva here? We all know jiva is jivati iti jivaha, that which lives. That which lives is jiva. Even a plant is a jiva, it lives. Animal is a jiva. We are all jivas. Jiva bhutaha. Now you see, living is not possible without the touch of consciousness. If the consciousness is not there, it's called inert. See, the chair is not a jiva. This table is not a jiva. My cloth is not a jiva. Why they are not? Because by themselves independently cannot express their existence. Think. Independently they cannot express their existence. If a chair is there and nobody knows that chair is there, it's as good as not there. Because to know an existence of a thing, there should be consciousness. Without the awareness, there cannot be existence of a thing proven. So therefore, Chaitanyam first. For a jiva, the first thing is Chaitanyam, consciousness. Then tad adhishtanam, where does it stay or express itself? That is linga deha, subtle body. Antakaranas, mana buddhi ahankara chittam. This subtle body, which is not like a gross body, which is constantly perishing and changing. Subtle body is that which is the seat of consciousness, so to say. Yapunaha, chichaya, the reflection of that consciousness taking place in the subtle body. These three put together is jiva. So jiva is what? Consciousness, subtle body, and the reflection of consciousness in the subtle body. These three together, linga dehastha chichaya, tat sandha, this sandha, sandhi together is called jiva uchyate. Why this is important? If the linga deha, that is subtle body, in which the reflection of consciousness takes place, if the reflection of consciousness is not there anymore, then linga deha cannot independently exist to express itself through the body. So this physical body is known, I'm aware, only with my mind. Think. Can I know the body without the mind? Without the thought? Does it exist without the thought? Meaning, in your experience of the physical body is always through the mind. Without the subtle body, the existence and experience of the body, physical body, doesn't take place. And what is that in linga deha or subtle body? Subtle body is sustained by the reflection of consciousness in the form of I am. A thought cannot be without I. I thought about it without I. Not possible. Vrittayastvaham vrittimashrita vrittayo mano vidya ammana. Vrittayaha, thoughts, to aham vrittim ashritaha, are connected to, supported by I, consciousness, I thought. Therefore, I thought alone is expressing as thoughts. In other words, I is the mind. I. Without the I, there cannot be mind. So now think about it. Body cannot be known without the mind. Mind cannot be without I thought. The I thought cannot be without consciousness. Consciousness reflected is I thought. Chichaya. Reflected consciousness is making the mind possible. Without the mind alone, I can know the body. So, who is the jiva there? Jiva is the combination of linga there, subtle body, consciousness, and reflection. So that's why it is in here. Just jiva is thus a composite of being three parts. The analogy of reflection provides an explanation of the origin of jiva. So, causal body, avidya, cannot act by itself. Therefore, the reflection of pure consciousness in the subtle body gives rise to jiva and jiva's individuality. Now, yesterday, I had a discussion on that point. Somebody asked the question, Swami, what is this unconscious, subconscious, conscious? You see, consciousness is one thing. And the unconscious, what we call it as unconscious, is the causal body, where all our impressions are stored from many, many lives. You have a tiger vasanas. Tiger impressions are also there. Monkey impressions are also there. Crocodile impressions is also there. Because we have gone through all that. So those impressions that are deep-rooted there do not express unless there is occasion. So when the unconscious, which is storehouse of all impressions, when it comes to express themselves, then it becomes subconscious. All our decisions are subconscious decisions. First time when you had masala dosa, you only know the taste of masala dosa as it was prepared by your mother. Then you had a better one. So that was replaced by a better version of that masala dosa. Right? Somewhere you went to some hotel and then you had that. This is really good. You won't tell your mother about that, of course. All right. Now, next time when you have something else, somewhere else, you compare. No. This is not just that. So this way, hundreds and hundreds of deep impressions that are stored, and they don't come to manifest unless there is an occasion demanding their manifestation. That's why your children are so divine when they are young, because manifestations are not started. Once the subconscious mind started pulling out the conscious impressions, the Rakshasa will come out there. So when unconscious is in the form of thoughts, when that means start expressing as your desire and actions, it becomes conscious. So you become more and more conscious of your own desires by your engaging in that particular field of activity, or in the form of thoughts that comes to you. That is subconscious becoming visible now, and that is none other than the gateway to, that's the only way that unconscious expressing itself. Clear? Now you see, here in this context, the causal body, avidya, cannot act. Therefore, the reflection of pure consciousness in the subtle body gives rise to jiva and jiva's individuality. Expressing the unconscious through the subconscious, that is the link is created through the reflection of consciousness. What is the dark, light will lighten up that part. Whatever is dark, once the light is there, then you can see it clearly. So my own ignorance and deep-rooted impressions are more and more visible to me only through the subtle body, because I cannot directly access the causal body, the unconscious. The very word unconscious shows that. So in the deep sleep, when jiva is shrouded in avidya, he goes to the unconscious state, not the unconscious as per the doctors, physicians say unconscious means उसका प्रज्ञा नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है, वो सोचता है, सो रहा है. He is sleeping, meaning what? His subconscious, with subtle body and subconscious mind is not functioning. What is there is only unconscious, the causal body. So, in deep sleep, when jiva is shrouded in avidya, the principle of individuation is not seen to operate. Subconscious is not working at that point. So therefore, the body is also not expressing the thoughts. So body is not expressing the thoughts. Subconscious, that is, the subtle body is also not actually engaged in but unconscious remains there, waiting to come out. And when you wake up, the Rakshasa starts again. So the combination of subtle body, consciousness, and the reflection of consciousness. The reflection of consciousness is a very important part because that is the only thing that is connecting subtle body with causal body. That's a link. So, now this is the jiva. This is the individual who you and I are. Now you see, Bhagavan's creation is with this power called Maya. And when he uses the Maya, he is not a victim of that. Mayavi, like a magician using magic powers, is keeping it under control. Similarly, Ishvara's creation is with his power of creation. And his power, Maya, has two aspects to it. One, to create, another, to delude. So now you see. Maheshwari tu Mayaya Tasya Nirmana Shaktivat Vidyade Moha Shaktischa Tam Jivam Mohayatyaso Maheshwari tu Mayaya Tasya Nirmana Shaktivat Vidyade Moha Shaktischa Tam Jivam Mohayatyaso. Ishwari, Maheshwari. Maha Ishwari. Ishwarasya Shakti Ishwari. Maha Ishwari. Maheshwari. In the south, they say Maheshwari. In the north, they say Maheshwari. There are people who have last name Maheshwari in Rajasthan. You might probably know. I wonder, is it some male's name? Raj Maheshwari. So, are you male or a female? Because in Punjab, the female names are in male form. Do you know what that? Nirmal Chal Saddha. Nirmal. Nirmal is usually Nirmala, when you say it is female. Nirmal. Then I wonder whether it's male or female. Then I asked the one when I was there in Toronto batch, how is that the male name is kept in the for the female? That is to fool the Muslims. Because when the name is written Nirmal, and then they would think that it's a male in the family, then they won't unnecessarily disturb you. But it's actually female. So that is the explanation that person gave me. So many of the names you'll see that are all in Punjab area, and it's all male names, so female. But then when I heard this Maheshwari, I said, Maheshwari or Maheshwari? Maheshwari. So Maheshwari to Maya. The power of the Lord is Maya, which is Maheshwari. Ya tasya nirmana shaktivat, like that of her power to create. निर्माण करने के लिए जो शक्ति है माया का, उसी तरह the same way moha shaktischa vidyate. There is one more power of the Maya is ability to delude. One may wonder, क्यों ऐसा करता है? Why do I need to delude unnecessarily? See, everything in this world has got positive and negative aspects. You cannot avoid that. In this summer, there is no rain at all. Swamiji, water nahi hai. Another place is flooding. Which one you want? Tell me. Drought or flood? Which one do you want? Huh? Neither. You don't want water? You want water. What kind of water? Flood? No water? No, see, the thing is, it will take fire. It can cook, it can destroy us. Which one do you want? One aspect we want, other we want, we don't want, but it is there. It is there or not? No, can you avoid that? You want to avoid, but you cannot say you should not have. Similarly, Maya has got the power to manifest, create, and it has the power to delude also. You cannot say no. Who are you to say that? That is the Shakti of the Lord. Why do you say no to it? That is the reason why when we worship Devi, what we say, you keep the Nirmana Shakti, but don't delude me. It's like we handle the fire for cooking, but don't go and my dear fire, I love you so much. Let me embrace you. It will burn you to death. So even Devi, when you're worshipping, you worship with the distance. Why? Because you are Shakti, I know. You know, Guruji used to say that Bhagavan ki itna avatar tha. So many avatars are there. Kurma, Matsya, Varaha, Vamana. Ek avatar. There are well-known avatars, there are other avatars also there. One avatar aapko nahi chahiye aap. You don't go near that avatar again. It's called Mohini avatar. It is also avatar of the Lord only, but don't go anywhere near it. It will completely delude you. Is it not it deluded all the Rakshasas only to give the Amritam to Devatas? So that is necessary for Bhagavan to take that form. That is Shakti only. Mohini. So the Moha is there. That is its nature of Maya. So, Maheshwari tu Mayaya tasyaha nirmana shaktivat moha shaktischa vidyate. It is there. And that tam jivam mohayati. That is what makes the individual get deluded. So, it is necessary for us to understand the nature of this Maya. Jagat sarva jana samartyatva moha shaktischa. Jivam mohayati. How does it delude? Chidananda adi swarupa jnana rahitam karoti. By making you not remember your Chidananda Rupa. Make you forget that. That is the way Moha. Moha is not externally, showing some magic and all. No. Just simple thing. One DNA switch out. One DNA is removed. What is that? Remembering the self. Off. It's very interesting. One small thing, you put it up, everything changes there in the DNA. Isn't it? Those who study will know it. Realization of self. Completely deluded. So, mohadanisham prapya, mohadanishatam prapya. Magno vapushi sochati. Ishvara srishtamidam dvaitam. Isha srishtamidam dvaitam. Sarva muktam shasata samasata. Sarva muktam samasata. मोहादनीशतां प्राप्य मनो वपुषि शोचति ईश सृष्टमिदं द्वैतं सर्वमुक्तं समासतः. What is this moha? Anishata. Feeling that I am helpless. I am limited. I am conditioned. I am doomed. I am bound. This way, anishata. Isha means to control, to regulate, but that is lost. Mohad anishatam prapya. So, mohat purvoktat anishatam. What is that? Ishta anishta prapti pariharayoho asamartyam prapya. Ishta anishta prapti pariharayoho asamartyam. So, in life, when we get what we want, which we may not get what we want, or we get what we do not want, this happens. What is said in Gita also? Anishtam ishtam mishram cha trividam karmanas phalam. Karmanaha phalam, it can be anishtam, unwanted, ishtam, wanted, mishram. Some part of it I want, some part I don't want. Trividam karmana phalam. Three are the results of actions. So these things happen, so but uska parihar kya hai, usko malum nahi hota hai. Parihar asamartyam. Inability to handle them. That is what is called moha. Absence of discrimination and ability to face the unwanted situations, all these situations that are wanted and that is making you get attracted to that. How to handle that? So what happens as a result of that? Such an individual, vabushi magna, vabushi dehe, is so totally caught up in his own body. Magna. Magna means majige jaise. Maj means Sanskrit means to sink. That's why in Kannada, majjige means buttermilk, yogurt ko kya kehte hain? Mosaru. The opposite. In Tamil, mosaru, more is buttermilk. Here, mosaru means yogurt. Anyway, maj means to sink. So magna hai, vapushi in one's own body, then shojati, sorrowful. Sharire vapusha, nimagnaha sharire, tadatma abhimanam kataha shojati, dukkadivat, dukkitvadi abhiman, dukkitvad abhimanam karoti. So abhimanam, meaning gets identified. What is meaning by getting sunk into the body? Gets identified with the physical body completely. This is how this Chaitanya Swarupa Paramatma, which is there along with the subtle body, the reflection, these three put together as jiva, gets caught up in the body, identified with the body. The Mundaka Upanishad, you might have heard that statement. Samane vrikshe purushaha nimagnaha anishaya shojati muhyamanaha tvasuparna sayuja sakaya. In the same tree, in the same branch, there are two birds looking alike or sitting. One eating the fruits and suffering the taste of it. If it's good, it is enjoying no doubt, but most of them are sour. Like in life, not. all things are happy. Definitely, there are many things that are sour and unhappy. Anashnan anyan, without eating that, parichakashi, meaning one who watches. That is Ishvara. So within us, as though within our own personality, one is getting sung into that situations of life, good, bad, and different. But there is other part of us, as though he is watching this happening and not participating. One is the jiva, another is the Ishvara. So, iti srutehe, it's a term given in the Shruti. So now, therefore, in the notes is right here, Shvetashvara Upanishad, Mandaka Upanishad, after differentiation comes the individuation. Since all that comes within the sway of the individual soul can have originated only after individuation, the effects due to the primal differentiation must be attributed to a cause different from the individual soul. This cause is denoted by the term Ishvara. जो आपके जीवन में हो रहा है, उसको दो द्विविध प्रकार causes can be there. जो आपने किया है, जो ईश्वर ने किया. Rain. Let's say it rains. Who all want rain today? You don't want it. You want it? No. Why are you not open reaching your hand? Why some people don't want it? Because they have plans to go out and do something. So some game or whatever. Today we are going to plan to go to the beach. Let it not rain. Now you see, rain is not your decision. Rain is Bhagavan's decision. I don't like it. That is Jivas. Now you understand? And rain doesn't disturb you. Your expectation that it should not rain is destroyed by the rain. So what happens? Bhagavan, whenever I feel like going to the beach only, you have the same intention to rain. Is it for you, particularly this fellow, wanting to go to the beach? Let me destroy that. Is there? Ishvara Sriti doesn't create bondage. So therefore, we understand the cause of a situation apparently is one source is Bhagavan. Meaning what happens, that's why Guru said, what happens in your life is a destiny. How you meet is your free will. This free will is misused. Most of the time it is not used. We use free will for our own personal things. When it comes to thinking correctly, we don't use the free will. When I want to get something done, it's my choice. Why didn't you make the same choice in understanding that that cannot be stopped? Therefore, you need not sit and cry about it. Body, look at this body. This is going to go away at some point of time. It's constantly growing old. Accept it. I mean, keep as healthy as possible with medicine or exercise, whatever you do. But you have to, at some point of time, understand this is the niyama. Jadasya dhruvo mrityuhu. This you don't accept. That free will we don't use. Cry. So here next we see Saptanna Brahmano Dvaitam Jivas Srishtam Prapanchitam Annani Saptajnanena Karmana Janayat Pita Saptana Brahmane Dvaitam Jivasrishtam Prapanchitam Annani Saptajnanena Karmana Janayat Pita. Pita Ajanayat. Pita here, Ishvara, Ajanayat. The entire creation. But the interesting thing is, the word Pita should be a collective jiva also. We'll see in Brihadaranya Upanishad, it is explained, that is why it is referred as Saptana Brahmane. In that Saptana Brahmana portion of the Vedas, which is explained about Dvaidam, Jiva Srishtam Prapanchitam. The duality created by the jiva. What is the duality created by the jiva? With the existing creation of the Ishvara, he creates something different from it. Whatever is there as Bhagavan's creation. Because jiva cannot create anything new. Jiva creates a differentiation. Wood is there, chair you create. Yeah? For your own purpose. Correct on that. You create things for your own purpose. That is Jiva Srishti. Ishvara Srishti is wood. Jiva Srishti is the table, chair, windows, doors, roof, walls. Why did he create that? For his comfort. Wood or the tree is his creation. So in the same way, out of the creation of the Lord, the jivas have created something out of it. Annani. Sapta Annani. 7 kinds of food consumptions. Jnanena karmana. By knowledge and action. Ajanayat. So now, what are these 7 of them that is said here in the following verse? Martyanamekam devatne dve prashvante pashvannam chadurtakam anyatridayam atmartam annanam viniyojanam Martyanamekam devanne dve pashvannam chadurtakam anyatridayamaatmatam annanam viniyojanam. We'll see the more details later. First of all, in the Brihadaranya Upanishad, it is said, he created first kind of food called, which is common to everyone. Ekamasya sadharanam. Sadharanam, common. So he first created this food that is meant for all. Dve devan abhajayata. Then 2 kinds of food he created for devatas. Trini atmano akuruta. 3 kinds of food he created for oneself. Pashubhyaha eka prayachat. For the pashus, he created 1. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1. 7. Saptana Brahmana it's called. Now 1 is common to all. Second is for the 2 of them for the gods. 3 of them for oneself, and 1 for the animals. So this is, see, when it comes to Upanishad, certain amount of abstractness should be understood. The Gurudev used to say, the language of the rishis are not a commonly spoken language. They are mystical. Mystical in the sense that they have a hidden meaning. It is not open, it's not evident, it's not, very clear. Why it is so? Because certain things cannot be within the words available to us, we cannot express. See, for example, you go to a doctor and say, I have a cold. He has a medical word for that. What is a medical word for cold? For cough? Huh? Now, have you ever heard that? Coriza. You heard? What is that? Coriza. They have an explanation for that. What is the explanation? Coriza, you tell me. What is the explanation on that word, coriza? Some of them are compound letters, they may, actually when it's printed, you will understand what the components are. Like if you have influenza, what is it? It's a medical word for that. And they will tell you the cause for that in the very word itself. But you will not know. If somebody says, coriza, I have got coriza. What? What you have got? But when the two doctors talk about, they will talk about coriza. What are they talking about me? Especially when it becomes more and more, subtle, words you will never understand. Once I was there in Las Vegas for a conference, medical conference, where I was to give a lecture on meditation. I understand zero. Nothing I understood. They're talking about some technical terms, this and that. My turn until it came, I just sat there. When are these people going to end? Because you will not understand a word of it, but it is common problems which they are talking about for the human body. But the same way, the rishis, when they use the mystical terms, annam is not food. Any form of consumption is food. Eyes are also consuming forms, colors, shapes. So, annam, atti iti annam. Consumption is annam. Air is annam for the body. Air is annam because that is also a form of food. Without that, you cannot survive. Water is annam. So, annam does not mean only food. In our language, annam means rice. Further down, rice, only rice. Annam leke aao, only rice. You will bring roti. But actually, Sanskrit anna means anything that you consume. So this is saptanam here does not mean 4 kinds of food. But though literal translation can be that, but there is a deeper import to that word. Annam. So one kind of one is martyanam. Martyana means manushyanam. And for the sake of all living beings. Martya means not sir, Manushya. Martya means all the jivas, anything that is subject to death. Suddenly become 925. Oh, that is, I get confused, 925 means September 25th. See, 925. Oh. That's the mystical part of it. You should understand what it means. No, it's not said. Correct only. 9 is September 20. That's okay. I should also know the date because I will keep talking. I should know when 26 is coming. Calendar is necessary in front of me. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhaveet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. What? 10:56. Oh, it's okay. Because that says 11. So.